What's going on, everybody? LK here, back at it again with another video, and today I'm going to talk about something that I've been thinking about a lot. I think I kind of got it figured out now. It's about the hierarchy of punishment in the game, right? So, why does this matter? So Dragon Ball is like a mix of like Arxis anime fighter and like versus 3 vs 3 fighter, right? So one thing in the game is you want to make a plan to win the game, right? You want to make a plan to win the game. You want like a big picture way of looking at the game, executing your team, and seeing what must be done, right? So how do you win the game? You win by killing all their characters. That sounds pretty simple, but a lot of things go into doing that. Hits, neutral, defense, offense, mix-up, snaps, all this stuff. Level 3 knockdown, all this stuff. Now, one thing about this game specifically compared to other games of both halves, right? So both the Arxis half and the Versus, like let's say your Marvel 3 or something, right? Is when it comes to punishment. So one of the things that makes this game easier to play for people is that punishment is not as immediately severe. So what do I mean, right? So we talked about, let's say, a sliding knockdown, right? Your standard sliding knockdown. Okay. So once the opponent gets put here, they can control their wake up, they could delay down tech variable timing, they could flip up in the air, or they could tech immediately in place. If they delay down, they have a few things they can do, but you can cover them if you're looking for it. If they neutral tech, they have their reversals and reflect. And if they up tech, you have to just compensate for the fact that they're in the air and bring them down somehow, right? But I had to explain all those things, right? The opponent has a lot of stuff they could do there. So even though you knock them down, a recurring theme in the game is you can pick the safe option, or you could try to take a gamble and get out and get big return too, right? But in a normal Arxis game, there are characters that, let's say, your standard thing to do would be to just safe jump and continue your offense. Some characters get mix-ups of those situations, some characters get really good mix-ups of those situations, right? And depending on the game, so Blaze Blue, you have your rolls and stuff, but you can get hit out of them, right? Guilty Gear, yeah, the characters get up at different speeds, but they just have to get up. Blitz is available, so it's like reflect, but you have to pick high-low, blah blah blah. Right? In Marvel, if your character gets hit, they could just die. Like, the character might just die, and then everyone's least favorite situation in the game, snap. That's how a new character comes in when you kill a character, so you just have to take a mix-up immediately. Punishment is extremely severe in this game, in that game, compared to Dragon Ball. So with that in mind, that punishment is not severe in Dragon Ball, so what do you do as a player, right? As a player, there's basically only two things you can do. You play that game the best you can, and some people are very good at doing it, or you try to build a way to be more consistent, right? Because the one thing about playing that game, of course we can use slide knockdown, but soft knockdown is another example where you have like twice as many options as slide knockdown, because you can delay all the options, as I've explained on this channel before. So with that in mind, you want to build, if you want a consistent path to victory, you want to build how you punish people for doing things, and keep in mind punishment, right? So of course, the number one most severe way to punish people in this game is to just kill a character, right? So say someone does a safe jump, but it's not like 9-frame reversal safe, right? You play Gohan, boom, the character's dead. You killed them. Severe punishment. The next one after that, right? Because as far as killing, so you won't always get a chance to kill. Like this can come up a lot of matches actually, but like the 2Ms are not that common besides guard cancels, 2Hs, super dash, yeah. Resources vary, like you might not have both assist, or you might not have a combo in that position of the screen, blah 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 blah, right? But when you can, getting the kill is the most important thing, because the game changes quite drastically. They lose offense, they lose neutral, they lose stuff from some obvious stuff from losing the character, but they also lose more passive things, like they have less characters to cycle through to gain back life, for example. the next thing on the punishment scale, so not as bad as losing a character, but still bad. Probably the worst not losing your character situation is snapback. Yes, snapback. Now, the main reason why it's so bad is because the incoming character has very few options, especially now that like snapback has been so developed. The main thing for the defender, aka the person who got snapped, is that the character that got hit is not being hit anymore. It's like a fresh character or something in some cases. Like, let's say you get the first hit, snap immediately, you're snapping in a fresh character. But the downside is no or very few options on incoming and no access to assist for 8 seconds. So your main way of escape is to just block it out or spark or block some spark. That's basically all you got. This is the reason why so many of y'all hate snapbacks so much, because outside of losing a character, we all expect to lose characters. Going back to the beginning, the goal of the game is to take away their 3 characters before to take away your 3 characters. Right? So even though like getting hit by TOD sucks, or someone punishes your guard cancel like really severely or something, or getting hit by this actually does feel pretty bad. But when you guard cancel poorly and they punish you by killing your character, you're like, man, that sucks. But like, you know, like I lost a character, like let's just get back into it, because you lose characters every game. Even the best players of the game lose characters every single game, right? But Snap though, Snap probably happens every game, but especially when people play like Snap-focused teams, which have kind of gone down in popularity, but I think they're going to actually come back up a little bit pretty soon, in my opinion. People really dislike the fact that their characters are still alive, but they don't have an option besides like just sparking. They really, really, really dislike it. And I think that's probably the biggest difference between this game and other games, because I think the scale of punishment in other games just works differently because it's not 3 characters versus 3 characters, right? So this is the second worst punishment you can get, especially if you're playing against characters that have good snap setups. Technically, everybody has good snap setups if they have assists, right? But as far as solo snap potential, it varies by character, and I figure because of that, you should rate a character's snap mix-up by their solo potential, not their potential with an assist, because everybody gets stuff with assists. Cool. The next one after is, of course, level 3. And wow, how did I misinput level 3? I'm a champion. Okay, so level 3. Why? Pretty much because you can't vary your wake-up timing. It's just what they assign to the characters. So here we see Tingohan, he's plus 40. Here, Spirit Bomb, we all know, mad plus frames. SSJ Goku, actually, quite a few plus frames. I think it's like plus 40-ish, let's see. But the main difference would be applied by character, because not everybody has the same amount of frame advantage on their level 3s. The main thing you have in common is just that everyone gets up the same. So even though there is still guessing involved, like the defender has options, they have less options to slide knockdown, they still have options to get out. There's just more risk because when they get up with the same timing every time. For the level 3, of course. So then next, we have the sliding knockdown. The sliding knockdown, so sliding knockdown frame advantage is sort of universal. I backdash. It has the number after my backdash. So it's sort of universal. The main thing about it, of course, is the defender has a lot of options, like I said at the beginning of the video. So you have up tech, neutral tech, delay down. You have in-place mid-screen, but not in the corner, right? When you do your neutral tech, you have all your ground reversals and reflect. Delay down, you can make them lift their safe jumps, buttons, get up and punish, get up and run out of the corner. There's a bunch of tactics people use with delay down. Generally, the majority of the characters in this game cannot cover all the options alone. You need to play a character like Janemba or Piccolo or Gotenks to cover all the options alone safely. Generally, you need an assist to help you out. Now, the last one is not common, but also the least severe punishment, and that is the soft down, right? It's the only one that's left, right? Soft down, why? Because you have not only your normal getup, so in place, back, aka neutral, up, delay down, but you can also delay all of those, and you can just lie there on top of that. So you just have a ton of options. People usually get out after their soft knockdowns pretty easily because there are just too many options. It's kind of similar to, I would say, hard knockdown as far as option coverage, but you definitely need an assist to cover all the options. I made a video about these knockdowns before, so I'll just stick it at the end for y'all if you want to review. But the main point of this is understanding this hierarchy and why I went through it, right? So, quick review. Killing, snap, level 3, hard knockdown, soft knockdown. So the main thing about these is your goal when you're planning your game is you should be thinking about how you want to kill characters with your characters, how you want to punish characters with your characters, and how good is your team at snapping if it's available. Because basically, if you have a team that has strong solo snap functionality, so like Team Gohan, like Piccolo, I wouldn't say Gotenks. Gotenks need an assist, but you can't block him anyway. Then you might want to consider aiming for snap and building paths to killing that way. Or you might want to try to build 2 touches from hard knockdowns, like sliding knockdowns, right? If your character builds a lot of meter, doing a big combo, like one of these Team Gohan combos, right, into level 3, into one more touch into death might be your path to winning. Having a clear path to winning will make your games way more consistent. It's kind of one-player planning. Like, you can plan this in training mode. Like, okay, I play Hit and Tien. I do a lot of damage, so I should be aiming for like either your standard 2-touch off slide knockdown or like big hits into spark. Make sure I have all my guard cancel and 2H big damage combos, so I just end them because I don't need a lot of resources because the characters do a lot of damage, right? If you're playing Piccolo, all you should be thinking about is snapping. Like, how do I get that snap? What do I need to do to optimize my meter gain after snap? How many hits does it take to kill somebody after snap? Like, things like that. Planning like this will make your matches more consistent, right? It's if you want to look at another snap character, take 18. Like, she hits you once, snaps, does left right with 2M. If it hits, sparks, goodbye, 3-2. Get it? Cool. Hopefully this makes sense. If you have any additional questions, leave them in the comments. Like and subscribe if you feel like it, and I'll see you next time. Peace out.